What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Hammerstein, and today I'm just super excited to check out the new phone here in 2022 on this channel, and this is the Galaxy S22 Ultra. So I managed to get this. I managed to buy this off from a friend over here because I couldn't get the pre-order in time, and I'm just super excited to check out this phone. And of course, in today's video, what we are going to do is of course do a little unboxing over here and to go through the key specs and features of this amazing and the first flagship phone here in 2022. So yes, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so let's start off with the unboxing right here, and as we can see, it's very similar to the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and that also means that yes, they are cutting out a lot of stuff. You're not going to get a charger right off the box, so you have to buy one, and you can actually buy the 45 watts of brick charger, and I got the 12256 variant, and this is the green color. And there we have it, looking at it, really nice, very reminiscent of the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Very huge phone indeed. Let me just put aside, see what else we are getting inside the box. Here in Malaysia, we get your SIM injected tool, and also you get some manual books and stuff, which I assume, and also a cable. And yes, no case, so definitely buy a case before you get your phone. And this is the phone, looking really nice here. This is the green variant, very slick and modern design. And one thing I did notice from the start is the sharp edges on the side. Very, I would say pretty heavy phone. I've been using the Galaxy S20 FE for about a year plus, and also the S21 Ultra, but this phone does feel a little bit very heavy, maybe about the same weight as the S21 Ultra. Very nice squared edges. In terms of the grip, I would say it's not that comfortable because it's going to be poking into your arm, and of course they do have the curved display as well, very similar to the Note 20 Ultras in terms of the aggressiveness. I think I felt that I do like the S21 Ultra, but we're going to see in my real day testing with a case on whether it's going to affect. But yes, in terms of the build and design, very nice. And of course, in terms of the build material, we have a Gorilla Glass Victus on the back and on the front. They call this the upgraded version, so it's able to withstand a bit more of knocks, but definitely I would use a case for this. And normally I like to buy the Zune cases. So yes, very nice premium feel to it, very nice design. And of course, let me set up my phone over here, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I'm done setting up my phone. Of course, one of the main things that I always like or hate to do is to transfer the files. But currently I'm using the S20 FE, so it's able to switch up with using the smart switch, and it's actually going to run in the background. And while I was just playing around with my phone, I have to say that the design really looks very awesome. I mean, if I just take this out, you can see here the color looks really nice, very simple, very minimalistic. But I think, to be honest, I do prefer the S21 Ultra, and of course do not worry, I'll be doing a comparison video with that one over here because I do have that phone still. But overall, yes, it does have a very similar vibe to the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra with the sharp edges like I mentioned. And in terms of that display, very nice display. We have a super nice display, which is the dynamic AMOLED display, and we're going to show you some clips over here just to show you how good is the display. Alright, so here is that amazing dynamic 2x AMOLED display, looking really nice. And of course, yes, recording here doesn't really do a lot of justice to it, but what I can say is that yes, I do review a lot of phones. This is one really nice phone over here. In terms of the color, in terms of the resolution, looking really sharp. And of course, it can go up to Quad HD+, and in terms of the refresh rate, it can go even up to 120 Hz. Of course, one thing to note is that over here with the brightness, it can max out at about 1750 of brightness here, which is of course really awesome, and especially here in Malaysia where it gets super sunny, I think this is going to be helpful. But of course, I'm going to leave it to my review on that to see if it's actually really practical in terms of that. But in terms of the display, overall, just an amazing display. Okay, so next thing I want to test out is the speakers on this phone. So it does have a stereo speaker setup as you would for a flagship device. And let's just listen to some sound clips. Okay, so yes, it definitely does sound very loud, and in terms of the bass and clarity, to be honest, it does sound alright. Alright, so in terms of the battery size of this phone, yes, it looks very big and very huge. That's what she said. And inside here, we do have a 5000 milliamps of battery to power this phone up. And of course, if you want to charge it up, as we can know, there isn't any charger brick. They do give you a USB-C to USB-C cable, and it does support your 45 watts of charging, but it's not the kind of stuff you're gonna get with your Huawei device or your OnePlus and all this. It's 45 watts is pretty similar to the 25 watts, and for me, to be honest, I use McDodo GAN charger to charge up my phone. It does get the job done, and in terms of the other, we have a wireless charger over here as well, and it does support your reverse wireless charging, which of course is a really helpful feature, seeing that I am using a Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. So yes, you don't have to worry about running out of juice. This one over here does cover that for you, and definitely you can charge up your friend's iPhone as well. And also one more thing to note is that this phone does have an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, so it's more secure than your optical. In terms of the speed, not too bad, I would say. It does get the job done. Of course, comparing it to the optical scanners, it's a little bit slower, but of course it's a little bit more secured. And yes, of course, one of the major key features of the Galaxy S22 Ultra compared to its predecessors is the fact that yes, for the first time ever, you do have the S Pen support. So over here, in terms of the latency, they have minimized it to about 5 milliseconds, which, to be honest, I've been using the Galaxy Tab S7 for quite some time, and with the S Pen as well, it works really fine. But over here, we do have the minimal support, and in terms of the Bluetooth functions, you can get all this other good stuff. So yes, if you guys want to get the Galaxy Note and the latest one, I think the S22 Ultra definitely does fit the bill very well over here. Basically, they are just all merged up together to give you this seamless experience. And again, in my later review, I'm going to see if I'm going to use this as much as I think I would. And we're going to see how good are the functions with the S Pen. And one of the major key thing about this phone, especially here in Malaysia, is that for the very first time, or maybe the second time, we do have a Snapdragon powered flagship Samsung phone, and inside here we have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. And the last time we ever had the Snapdragon phone was the Galaxy S20 FE, but over here in Malaysia, for the first time in their major flagship phone, we do have a Snapdragon phone. So I'm super excited to test out the performance on this. And of course, yes, for the first time we don't have the Exynos chipset, which of course had some issues, but I think the 2100 was alright. But in terms of just having the fact that it is a Snapdragon processor, definitely does help a lot. And in terms of the RAM, we do have one here, the 12 gigs of RAM. You can even choose the 8 gigs or even up to 16 gigs of RAM. And in terms of storage, we do have the 128, 256, which is what I have over here, and you can go up to 512. One thing that is sad, of course, which is missing since the Note 20 Ultra, is that micro SD expansion slot. I did wish that they could have just put it over here and make this a very complete phone. But it is what it is. I think 256 is good for a lot of people. Even if you want to use 128, I don't think that is much of an issue. And also one more thing to note is that right off the box, this phone here does ship out with ONEUI 4.1. And in terms of just the usability, I think I'm already quite accustomed to using a Samsung phone. So it's not much of a surprise for me. And of course, you do have your Samsung DeX, Samsung Pay, Edge panel, all this good stuff that you expect from a Samsung flagship phone. Definitely you're getting here with the S22 Ultra. And last but not least, let us talk about those cameras. So over here with the selfie shooter, what we do have is a similar 40 megapixel shooter with f2.2, and it does have your dual autofocus. It does support your dual video call, and it can record up to 4K at 60 FPS. Now let's switch it on to the back, and again, it's very similar to last year's Galaxy S21 Ultra. We do have a 108 megapixel f1.8 sensor with dual autofocus, laser autofocus, and OIS. And we do have two telephoto cameras over here, 10 megapixels on both of these ends, and it does come with your dual autofocus OIS. One is at 10 times of zoom and one is at about 3 times of optical zoom. And we have one more, which is the 12 megapixel ultra wide f2.2, and it also does have your dual pixel autofocus and a super steady video mode. So yes, I'm definitely super excited and I want to test this out against the S22 Ultra, which is one of my favorite phones in 2021, and hopefully I can compare this with the iPhone 13 Pro Max to see which one is the camera king and the overall flagship phone in 2022. So that is it with today's video. I'm just super excited. I just want to slap on the case on my phone over here, which is something I always like to do. I always like to buy these Zoom cases because they offer a lot of protection. I want to use it as my daily driver, snap a lot of photos. This is how it looks like. It does have your camera protection. It does have your edge protection as well. It does have your slot for your S Pen. So yes, I'm super excited to slap this case on, which I am going to do. I'm going to put my SIM card inside here to make it officially my primary phone. And yes, definitely to stay tuned to this channel for more videos with the S22 Ultra. So yes, if you guys did enjoy this video and also want to see more of this type of videos, do click the like and smash that subscribe button down below for more videos like this. Yes, also do follow me on social as well, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and also here on YouTube, and Dr. Hammer's Tech. So that is it. This is Dr. Hammer's Tech. Stay safe, take care, and wash those hands.